Watch and burn.
Hey everyone, so tonight I wanted to release what was for a very long time considered to be the Aphex Twin, or Aphex Twin, sorry's last record, and that is 2002's Drukqs. This is the massive double album that upon release a lot of people didn't like because they said that it collapsed under its own weight, but I've loved it since the jump because this, to me, as odd as this may sound, this is the most honest record Richard James has ever released. Because when it comes to Aphex Twin releases, now whether that's the classic Richard D. James or I Care Because You Do, or, well, anything, all the way down to like the Window Licker EP to, the Peel Sessions, I don't really trust the newness of the tracks. Like, for example, Cyro, he said it was all new material, but I just don't feel that from those tracks on Cyro, and I just don't believe them because they sound so much like Aphex Twin stuff that it could have been from the early 2000s, or it could have been from the week before Cyro was released. It's hard to say with him, but with Drukqs, the sound was so cohesive and everything was bookended so well that I really believe that these tracks were for this legitimate release. Although I know he never intended to release the double album. The rumor was that he left an MP3 player or something on a plane with a bunch of the tracks, and he was worried about them being leaked and stolen, so he released them as a double album in hopes of avoiding that. And so that's why there's 34, 35 songs on here. But I love, like I said, the sense of cohesion. I love how the tracks all sound related, and I love how they do genuinely sound like they all came from like the same recording session, and now like there is like a sense of continuity to all of them. Like where the one track leaves off, the next track begins, and they actually sound related. Whereas with his other releases, everything from Richard D. James right up to Cyro, I felt like it was just sort of like a mixed bag of what could have been brand new tracks, but it could have been really old tracks too, because I know, especially since he's released hundreds of them through SoundCloud for free, that this man has written, I imagine, thousands of songs throughout the course of his career, and it's really hard to say what's new and what's old, Like, he's a tricky guy, and he's really clever, and I like everything that he's done, but Drukqs to me is the only honest album he's ever released. It actually sounds like a proper record that was started at a certain time and ended at a certain time, and the tracks that were created between the two times are what were used on the album. Whereas, like I said, with pretty much everything else he's done, I just don't get that vibe. I don't trust it. I don't trust anything he's released. Cyro, to me, sounds really old, actually, which is ironic because a number of the reviews I read for Cyro said that the record sounded really modern, and I just did not feel that. It sounded like late 90s, early 2000s Aphex. And I know that Drukqs was an early 2000s Aphex record too, but the production is bigger and the songs sound cleaner and like they're glued together better somehow. And that's why I believe this to be his only honest album, whereas everything else just feels like sort of more like compilations. But yeah, if you agree with me, don't forget to let me know in the comments, because so far I've gotten a comment on one video, which is awesome. It's the Ladytron604. That's amazing. I should totally do a video about the comment, discussing the YouTube comment, like people on YouTube do. I make one video for one comment, because that's all I have. But yeah, if you think that Drukqs was a collection of random tracks, or if you think Drukqs was a complete package like I was suggesting it was, don't forget to let me know in the comments. And as well, don't forget to do something nice for somebody, because it's an awesome thing to do, and I am going to go. So thank you so much for hanging out with me while I discuss the Aphex Twins' last record, 2002 Drukqs. And yeah, have a good night. I just wanted to say thank you for making it through the entire video. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to remind everyone one more time, even though I've probably already done this in the video that you just watched, to please click the like button as well as the subscribe button, because it helps this channel grow. And thank you for hitting like and subscribe, and we will see you guys really soon.